Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna give y'all the sauce. Right now, I'm gonna give y'all the sauce.
Let me sit up straight too. Hold on.
What y'all want to know, I'm gonna give y'all the sauce. Right?
All right. This is what our listeners want to know. What's the sauce?
All right, look. Men, it's a huge ego thing. Like a huge ego thing. Certain things that y'all would look at or talk about, if I told y'all, you'd be like, yo, when I was corny, it's like, he doesn't feel like that. He's a man. Mm-hmm. And we all feel like, I know women feel a certain type of way with women getting like with another woman like having one up on you, but that has nothing to do with another man having one up on you. That has nothing to do with it. You get what I'm saying? So it's a reason why you see dudes do the crazy things that they do. You see but you see guys kill other dudes for women. It's digital, all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's all ego. So it's like when you see girls in the blogs, and you see girls in the blogs, you're like, yo, well, why they keep messing with the girls around the same circle? It's an ego thing. Most guys just want to be like, I hit it, or I did that.
Yeah.
That makes it feel more.
J.
You know what I'm saying? That makes it right, and it makes it feel like no, and it makes it feel like for women, you like, yo, so how do you get a kick out of that? It just makes a guy feel like he's one step up, and he's like, oh well, I did that. That ain't nothing. Oh, I did it already. And that's why some dudes will walk in, and it'll be you and your dude walking across, but he's still tapping like. Laughing, right? But another dude know what that feels like. So that's why if he sits with you, and he don't have to know what's going on, but even you saying hello and how he's like, how you know? It's like, how you know?
You know what? Listen,
I just had this conversation with a guy, and I said, if we're not dating, or if you see me out, so say like we was fucking around, and you see me out with another nigga, do not come up and speak to me. He like, why? I said, because I don't want to talk. He was like, why? Like, we not cool? Yeah, text me, but don't come up and speak to me. He like, why? I said, because I don't feel like explaining who you are. Yeah. He was like, what you mean? I said, because I just don't feel like even having the conversation. I remember one time I was with a guy. We was in the airport. I'm not going to say no names. And one of my ex's artists was coming down the thing, right? And so I'm cool. I'm cool with all of them, right? So I see the cameraman, right? First, we're not in the terminal jetway. We're in the gateway. And so I see the cameraman like, oh, such and such is back there, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just thinking to myself, okay, I got it. I'm like, okay, cool. So like,
you figuring out your spin.
I'm like, fuck. That's what I'm really thinking. Yeah. And the guy that I'm with, my boyfriend at the time, he's hard body so close to me, right? Security around, all this type of stuff. So the guy walked past, when I tell you, I looked at him like I'd never seen him a day in my life. And the camera guy called me like a couple of days later, was like, man, why didn't you stick to such and such? They think like, like what happened? Like, he was like, she just looked at me like she didn't know me. I said, yeah, because I didn't feel like I didn't want no smoke. Like, don't come, don't.
You know what? You know what's crazy?
Do not come up to me.
So listen, I did that.
Let's talk later.
I did that, and the man was so mad. So I went out with this guy, right? He was like, hey, I want you to come out with me. I said, you know what? Okay. I thought it was going to be me and him. He made it like, I felt like it was a fucking world tour. It was literally him and all his goddamn friends. Yeah. And at this point, I'm already here, so I was like, all right.
I hate that.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta like, but then people were like trying to Instagram. I'm like, okay.
Put the cameras away.
Mind you, but then you look crazy when you be the one be like, don't put me on your gram.
Because first thing I'm saying is,
they gonna be like, who you hiding from?
Yeah, who's hiding?
So I'm chilling like in the cut, right? And then I see somebody else who like I liked a lot and I used to talk to, but I didn't tell them like I was gonna be here. I didn't even know they were gonna be here. When I say, you remember that Diddy look when him and that artist did that? This was us. He looked at me for like a good minute, and all I kept saying from my mind to him, and I was like, I hope he could fucking read this. Like, shit is don't you motherfucking come up.
Yeah,
no
yeah,
offense.
yeah,
I was like,
And I hate
I was like,
you not speaking?
I was like, don't give me no half hug. You know the half hug, like, oh, she a good girl. Don't bring none of that energy over here.
You don't know me.
And when I say he looked at me in disgust, I just looked down and I was like, but then I realized, I was like, men have a way of making you feel bad for doing nothing.
Yeah.
First of all, you never wanted to commit to me. You never wanted to give me anything.
Now, once you mine forever.
Yeah, but then the next day.
Forever.
Wait. So then I'm home the next day and concierge is like, hey, there's a car down here for you. And he must have been calm, like, nah, I need to speak to you right now. On some like, Usher, let it rain. He's like, nah, I need to speak to you right now. I'm like, I got on a headscarf. He's like, I don't care, come downstairs. He was like, so what was all that? I'm like, wait a second. You annoyed? How does but then he spinned it and I'm like, okay, go back upstairs because the way he was coming at me made me feel like I did something wrong. And I'm like, I said, I don't know what type of PhD you have in psychology or trickery or in Halloween with this trick or treat shit. I said, but get me out of here with, an apology almost formulated out my lips. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry for being happy. I'm sorry for going out on a date when you out here dragging the fuck out of me. And I'm like,
for filth.
And then he showed up real like, mad. Nah, you get mad. And I was like, the fuck?
That was how I knew I couldn't trust you.
Yeah. I knew this was you the whole time.
Yeah, like, wow. And then you know what's crazy? When I came down, he was like, what? Wow, so you moving like this?
Yeah.
I looked around like, bitch, who you talking to?
For a second, I was almost manipulated.
See, I'm different. I'm like confrontational. So any
know.
woman I've ever dealt with, they know
don't play with you.
If they see more than likely you're gonna put their head in we gotta go. Cause he's gonna be stupid.
It's more of like, is this the hill you want to die on?
I'm gonna walk about like, that's crazy.
See, yeah. Oh, you ain't speaking.
Waiting for him to say something.
Right.
And if he don't say nothing, I'm gonna look at you real crazy like.
So what you doing out here? This is why, no offense, I love you, but I don't like him. Because he's that type of and then I don't know if you've seen, what is that, your brother who looks like you? Who be with you? Yeah. His brother put the battery in the back with the extra muscle like him. And they just so extra so you ain't speaking? They're going to make it a we thing.
Yeah. I mean,
so you just outside with him?
You gotta seek some help.
Your man ain't saying nothing. He ain't gonna take up for you. This what you
stop. I was like, yo,
this is your protector.
Nah, you see, it ain't gonna.
Nice, nasty.
This your protector. Wow.
See, there's certain people I play with. You aren't one of them.